What is going on, guys? Let me know if the audio is good. I haven't done a live stream, as you guys know, in probably like a month or two, so this is going to be interesting. Sorry, I literally just woke up, so I was in bed, and I hear this car outside my condo start up. I guess it was like a sports car, right? And it just, my whole room rumbles, and I wake up and I pull my phone out, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm up a little bit earlier than normal, and you know, decided, you know what, since the market's doing an interesting thing, I'm just going to go live. So here we are. We're going to be talking about some technical analysis, guys. We're going to be talking about, you know, the possibility of what I discussed yesterday is that Bitcoin holder dumping. I guess we're going to try to find out. We'll try to do some research here, but we're going to be going over the price action that we've been seeing here. Let me just get prepared, guys. I'm a little bit unprepared. Yeah, guys, let me know if the audio is good. What's up, guys? See, we got a lot of familiar faces coming back in here. Some new faces, too. Harvey Williams says, is it just me, or is this bear market going to last for another year? That's quite possible. We've seen it happen before in the crypto market, guys. We've seen this happen before. You know, bear markets can last for a long time. A lot of people talk about how, a lot of people try to say, oh, well, because the industry is changing so much, this bear market won't last as long. It's going to be much faster. And I think that that's actually, it could actually be the opposite, to be honest. I think this bear market could be just as long, if not longer, because it's changing, because there's more people involved. The price is going to have a little bit more stability. You know, when there's more people involved in an industry, like in a market rather, there's more coin going around, more coin transferring hands, so prices are a little bit more stable. You know, certain trends can last longer than, you know, having a small market and a market being easily manipulated. I mean, Bitcoin is pretty small still, but all right, guys. Sorry, I wasn't totally prepared for this. I literally just woke up and decided to go live. So give me just a second here. Aussie Drama says, someone gave me a shout out 2 weeks ago and I watched all your videos. Do you know who that was, so I can thank them? You know, guys, people don't like my channel because I'm so negative about Bitcoin, and I put that in quotations because I'm not negative against Bitcoin, okay? I'm talking about prices, and when I'm talking about prices, I'm not talking about the technology. So, if people think that, like, me saying Bitcoin is going to go down to $2,500 is like this, like, doomsday prediction, guys, a lot of Bitcoin maximalists out there think that if the price goes below a certain level, like 5,000 or whatever they want to say, they think that, like, Bitcoin's going to die. Like, oh, it can't go that low because the miners will stop mining. Guys, that's not true. Bitcoin's price can go anywhere. It can go to any price, and guess what? Bitcoin's still going to work, and miners are going to keep mining Bitcoin. If Bitcoin went to, you know, if Bitcoin hit $100, I would be mining Bitcoin. So don't believe this lie that if it goes down below a certain price, Bitcoin's screwed, because that is just not true at all. David Schwartz, is that you? A lot of people keep saying, a lot of people say that I look like David Schwartz. I don't even know who that is, but I gotta look him up. So once again, guys, if you're just joining in, we are going to be going over some technical analysis here. Let me know if the audio is good. So Bitcoin is under 7K again. We briefly wicked below it. Now we actually, you know, bounced up a little bit and curled over, and we're coming back down, as you can see, I guess, right here. But here, let's go ahead. I hope OBS doesn't close out on me when I click this. Okay. Cool. Here, let's zoom in so you guys can see. All right, so let's go. Okay, guys, we're going to look at Bitcoin from a large scale perspective, of course. So actually, let me get rid of this EMA here. You know, a lot of people like to add a bunch of indicators onto the screen because it makes them feel good, but I like to keep it as minimal as possible. I think that's the best way to analyze, is keeping it minimal, keeping it pure. Don't get too influenced by these indicators because, guys, indicators are not the end-all be-all. Indicators do not mean everything. Sometimes you just need to look at the price as it is. So I set up some of the major support areas. I think what's interesting right now, guys. So let me just make sure. Let me zoom in here. Can you guys see that? Yep. So if you guys are looking, this resistance area and this support area, these areas were created back in the October-November time frame. Right here, we had that, price ran up, quickly sold off, and bounced right through. And all this stuff right here, guys, was set up back in the October-November time frame of 2017. And you can see that right here. So we're on the 3-day. Let me maybe hop over to the 1-day so you guys can see a little bit more. So looking at my screen will load. Sorry, my computer's pooping out a little bit. Hello. Wow, why is it so slow? Sorry, my computer literally just decided to poop out. Alright, here we go. So, we're on the 1-day chart now. So, that support area set up in early October, November time frame. Hitting support here, hitting resistance here. We were, price sitting in the middle of this channel, or of this support resistance zone. And then if you're looking here, guys, all the major support resistance zones match right up to this area here. So we're still sitting in here. We just got rejected off of this area, which we saw lots of resistance on for a lot of this year. So it's interesting that you guys keep this stuff in mind, keep these price points in mind. When I did my video last week or 2 weeks ago, and Bitcoin was sitting below 6,800, and I was saying to you guys, I think $7,500 is the most likely next resistance point. I wasn't just pulling that out of my butt. I was actually, I was looking at the resistance areas, looking at the most consistent areas where we met resistance, and that's how I made my guess. So I was looking at, where did we hit the resistance the most? What's the most likely outcome here? So I figured $7,500 is the most likely resistance point, and that is exactly what we got. Well, I guess not exactly 7,500. It was 7,439, but that's as close as you're going to get when you're trying to make a prediction. Let me go through chat here, guys. I'm already behind. Multimedia upload says I wanted to crash it. Oh, it was Mark DMCell. Yeah, I've talked to Mark a little bit. Mark is awesome, guys. Mark is like, he's really good to listen to. Like he has a lot of wisdom. Like Mark DMCell has been in this space for a long time. He's an early adopter. He has a lot of great things to say. Ventolo says you've been right all the time. I try. No, I'm not right all the time. Actually, if you go watch some of my videos, you can see that a lot of my short-term predictions are wrong. A lot of them are wrong because it's really hard to make short-term predictions. But Beatmania, yeah, what's up, Beatmania? I haven't seen you in a while. Miguel says, why did the Silk Road sell and not 1 month ago when it hits 8,400? Guys, so apparently, the video I was talking about yesterday, or in yesterday's video, I was talking about that wallet, 111,000 Bitcoin, and I was saying people don't really know who owns this wallet. Apparently, everyone knows now. Apparently, it's it's linked to the Silk Road, and I guess I haven't confirmed it yet. I'm not sure if it's like the FBI who confiscated that Bitcoin or whatnot. But if it is the FBI, then the reason why they didn't sell at any other point was probably because they had to get approval. They can't just throw their Bitcoin around and just do whatever they want with it. They're in the FBI. They got to get things approved. They got to ask people. They got to see if it's a national security issue. The FBI has to determine whether that's like the best thing for that. Like, there's just all kinds of things. There's probably a ton of laws that have to do with how the FBI interacts with financial markets, and just it's probably taken them a while to actually get approved to do such a thing. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and by the way, I have not confirmed that that's what this is, but so let's go take a look. Now that we've talked about these support resistance areas, price moving up here. Like, it's interesting to see this, guys. When the price moves through this zone, it quickly moves through, finds that support, quickly moves through, finds that resistance, right? Quickly moves back down, finds the support, quickly moves up, finds that resistance. So this is like the play range. This is like the fun and games zone of the Bitcoin chart right now, which is in between the 5,700 area and the 7,500 area. This is like the fun and games of Bitcoin traders right now. This is where all the action is taking place. This is where the money is being made, and the money that is being lost is being, you know, it's happening right here within $5,700 to $7,500 area at this moment. We'll see what happens now, guys, but let's take a look at the more recent stuff that's happened with the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look at the 4-hour chart. Let me do, actually, you know what? Let's just do 12-hour. So I'm looking at chat here. I'm using my phone to look at chat. Actually, I could use this screen. It doesn't look so weird that I'm like down here the whole time. So Marcus D says, if you draw a fib, we've just hit the perfect zone. Let's draw the fib. Come on. Why is it not clicking? There we go. So it's interesting to see that on this recent run, the price ran up to the 78% mark, hit that 61% mark. Obviously, back then it was the 100% mark, but had that decline and now, you know, hit that 100% mark. Now we're coming back down, trying to find the 61% fib retracement right now. Wait, so Mark, you're saying if you draw from the previous high, we just touched the golden pocket? Yeah. So we'll see, though. Right now, the price is finding its way in this channel. Here, let me get rid of everything so it's not interfering. So I guess if you want to draw your lines like this, you can. So technically, we're still in the channel. Technically, we haven't actually broken out necessarily just yet. If we're matching up, you know, all the most consistent resistance zones here. So we have 1, 2, 3 touches to the bottom of this channel right now. And the price, you know, it is possible, guys, that the price ends up finding support here. You know, if we're not totally bearish, if someone's not completely dumping their Bitcoin, it is possible that, you know, we end up trading back into the zone, you know, and having a little bit more play time in this area, sort of squeezing our way up, and then figuring out, you know, what the price really is going to do, whether it's going to break down or break out. I think overall, guys, the volume doesn't really say much for me. It doesn't speak to me, this volume down here. Yes, there is a little bit of consistent buying. Some of that actually is liquidations. Overall, the interest in Bitcoin still is not that great. The only people participating in these moves are traders, market makers, you know, people who've been paying attention to Bitcoin this whole time. There's not really much new money entering this space right now, guys. I don't see a lot of new money coming in. So I don't really expect anything to really come out of this. But just so you guys do know, we are still in the channel. We haven't broken out of the channel yet. I already saw a lot of people this morning saying, "Oh, we broke out of the wedge." Not yet, guys. We're actually still in this range. The price can find support here and move back up. You know, that's all short-term theory or, you know, prediction. But if the price ends up, you know, not finding support here and just snapping out of this, just falling down, then I think there's no question as to whether we're going to be, you know, falling back to the 6K range. I think if we can't hold support here, just like all the other times, guys, we'll end up, you know, coming back at least close to the 6K range for the time being. And as you guys know, I'm sure most of you guys at this point know my predictions for the overall. My price target is $2,500. You know, it could, the timing on that, I have no idea. You know, it could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 4 months. Who knows? Let me go ahead and check out some chat here. Ozzy says Mark is a cool guy for sure. He does a lot of interesting stuff to say. Yep. So Valentine, you said what's next? That's, I mean, what I just said, you know, that's kind of what you can expect. We're still in the price channel right now. And of course, you know, bulls are going to want to see this thing hold. Bulls are going to want to see this thing, you know, build up into this zone. What the bulls are going to want to see is obviously a break above that resistance line. And of course, bears just want to see this thing break down continuously. But you know, there are some other support zones that if we do break out of this channel, of course we're gonna be looking at this previous resistance zone to possibly become a support zone. This previous support zone, you know, there's a few areas that the price could pivot off of, but I guess we'll find out soon. John Oakley, what is up, man? Glad to see you here. Could it be, John says, could it be where they put the BTC they bought with all the Tether they're printing? Could it be that where they put the Bitcoin they bought with all the Tether? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Could it be where they put the Bitcoin they bought with all that Tether? Are you saying that wallet that I was talking about yesterday, the 100,000? Yeah. I don't think Tether wasn't in play back then, guys. I don't think, not in that time frame. I mean, yeah, actually, you know what, John, that is actually possible, because that wallet, they did send Bitcoin over the years to that wallet. There was no outward transactions from that wallet, only inward transactions. So, you know, guys, one thing you have to understand about Tether is that it is not backed by anything. You know, a lot of people like to make the argument that, oh, Tether's backed by, you know, $2 billion worth of fiat. Guys, do you realize that the major exchanges, all they had to do was say, yo guys, let's get this money together, let's put it together and make it look like we have backing, right? So they put this money together and everyone thinks that it's backed. Then they just, you know, that money, guys, that money doesn't have to be there. If the Tether that's printed, they can just put the Tether into the market, and the money that it's backed by is at zero risk. Okay, that money is not in the market. The Tether is just printed. That money that it's backed by, it's just it's total bogus, guys. If these people put all the Tether in the market and Bitcoin went to zero, that Tether would lose its value, not the money that it's backed by. So, guys, Tether is not backed by anything. Okay, that's completely bogus. You know, because it's not, all the money that's backed by is not at risk. So what is it really backed by? Nothing. It's not backed by anything, guys. So essentially what they can do, if you guys don't already know this, they can just take Tether, buy Bitcoin, send the Bitcoin to an exchange, and turn it into money. I mean, and then if that exchange is in on it, they can send that Tether back and just completely manipulate the whole market. And this market is absolutely manipulated to its core. Now, I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is a scam. That is not what I'm saying, guys. Bitcoin is not a scam at all. You know, what I'm saying is that the price is being manipulated. So at its core, the fundamentals of Bitcoin, right? The fundamentals of Bitcoin, it's not a scam at all. It works. It's a decentralized payment system, cash system. And it's you know, an immutable ledger, so on and so forth. Bitcoin is not a scam, but the price is possibly kind of like a pyramid scheme right now, honestly. But you know, the function of Bitcoin is very true and just. But yeah, I just, you know, a lot of people, these are things that nobody wants to hear, but I just feel the need to say them, and that's why people don't like this channel, because they hear things they don't want to hear. And they get mad and whatnot, but you know what, guys? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. So hold on. I saw that the Bitcoin price over here wasn't up, so let me readjust that. Yeah, John, the wallet. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Who knows? It is possible. I mean, I think most likely that wallet was actually. So those who are just joining the stream, we're talking about that giant Bitcoin wallet that just sent their Bitcoin out of the wallet from yesterday's video. So if you haven't watched that, you can watch that yesterday's video. But I'm just talking to John here about that wallet. I don't think that it's a Tether-based Bitcoin wallet. I think it's actually the FBI's Silk Road, you know, confiscation or Bitcoin confiscation from Silk Road. Kazio1987 says Mt. Gox had fake money as well. 2K bound. Niranjan from India. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Niranjan Sial. But thank you guys from India. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please let me know from Ethereum coin. Okay, guys, we can go over Ethereum. I don't really go over altcoins all that much, so I guess I'll go over some altcoins. If you guys are interested in altcoins, which I think you are. I think a lot of people request altcoins. They're like, Kevin, why aren't you doing altcoins? Because they all follow Bitcoin. But you know what, guys? The industry is kind of entering an interesting space right now, where some altcoins are just going to nothing, and certain altcoins are actually holding up. One of those being Stellar Lumens actually has some pretty good technicals, surprisingly. John Oakley says, we've seen Bitcoin pump several times in recent past, just after big amounts of Tether sent to an exchange. Yeah, that's definitely true. Marcus D says, everyone will come back in a year time for bull run signals. Yep, that's what I'm thinking too, guys. I mean, like, in order to get people interested in this space right now, in order to get people to be like re-interested and to create more curiosity, I think the prices need to fall significantly. Find a nice stable bottom, sit there for a while, let institutions accumulate so that they can, you know, be satisfied with what they have, and then push it back up. And when the price starts pushing back up, you know, your grandma and your grandpa and your aunt and uncle and your Uber driver will all come back and talk about how genius they are for buying Bitcoin, and then the whole thing will just blow up again. It'll just be another speculative bubble. I mean, maybe that's what crypto is, right? Who knows? Just maybe crypto is just going to be this, like, you know, this thing that we speculate with and occasionally use to pay things with. You know, who knows, guys? The actual use case for crypto is so unknown right now. Everyone likes to act like they know what's going on. Oh yeah, this is what Bitcoin will be used for. Guys, we have no idea. Like, Bitcoin might always just be this like slightly taboo thing where, you know, it's just a speculative tool, and people like occasionally use it for payments, and it could always just stay super volatile, which would be kind of fun, honestly. But why? I mean, we'll find out. Aussie Drama says honesty for the win. Exactly, man. It's all manipulation, baby. All of it. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is. OFIRS. Ofirs. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but yes, it is definitely all manipulation. Niranjan, no, you're welcome, man. Thank you for joining in. Sneaking Weasel says, no mystery for the recent action. We had an ascending wedge pattern. We just broke out. Well, guys, I mean, a lot of people this morning were talking about, oh, we broke out of the wedge. I don't think so. I mean, if you're looking at our, you know, if you're looking at our support zones, our resistance zones, we're pretty much still within it. If the price turned around here and traded back up into this area, I mean, we'd still be in it. So I wouldn't say that we necessarily broke down out of the wedge just yet. Like, you know, some people might be looking at this right here, and they might see this as like, oh, you know, this is the wedge and we broke out of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but if you're looking at it overall, it's a price channel. I mean, that's all it is. It's just an upward, moving price channel. You know, I don't want to sit here and throw labels on it. I mean, this is just what it is. Like, here's your support zones, here's your resistance zones, and we're just bouncing off of these areas. You know, I don't necessarily care to put a label on it, but it's just, for me, it's just a price channel that we're moving in, and it seems to be sticking within these areas quite well. At the moment, I mean, anything can happen, guys. If whoever this, you know, I think this is a whale, possibly yesterday's whale that is deciding to dump right now. And you know, if they continue their dump, then we'll snap out of this price channel, and then, you know, we'll be looking at that 6,800 level as the next critical zone to keep in mind. And then after that, I think we'd just be moving down to 6,200, 5,800 again, if we can't hold this current area. Niran John says, sir, what is your capital I'm not going to disclose my net worth on YouTube. But you know, if you but here's an interesting thing though, guys. I'm just going to shill for myself for a second. If you do join my Patreon, you know, when the price starts hitting levels that I'm comfortable with, I'll show you guys how I'm accumulating, and I'll show you guys like what exchanges I'm using, and I'll show you guys, you know, just how I'm accumulating Bitcoin, what's my strategy, what prices I'm looking for. A lot of you guys already know this information because I give it out for free. But if you are a patron, then you will be able to actually see me accumulating Bitcoin when the time is right, and I'll show you guys my process. Mark D says, I feel like where crypto is now. I feel like where crypto is now, where social media was in the early days. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's still super early for crypto, very, very early. And you know, people. The thing is, I feel like cryptocurrencies in general are still a little bit too complex in terms of, you know, being able to use them. They're not easily used. The average person is not gonna want to, you know, figure out how to store their crypto and you know, keeping their keys and like all this stuff. Like, guys, the average person, guys, there's a reason why mass adoption isn't taking place, and it's because of the usability. It's not easy to use. It's like, it's kind of complicated for the average person. I mean, me and you guys, we think it's simple. We're like, oh, you know, we get it, right? But the average person, they're not going to sit there and want to, they're not like interested in this. They're just, is it easy to use? Is there an app? Like, how do I do it? Like, that's all they care about, right? Like, I'm a nerd, so I love this stuff. I love figuring it out and whatnot, and understanding how blockchain technology actually works. That's one thing I think a lot of people in this space don't actually look up. And that's actually how the blockchain secures itself. You know, how does the protocol actually work? You know, that's something that a lot of people don't even look into, and I think you guys all should. I almost want to grab my whiteboard right here so I can just like draw out exactly how. Would you guys want to see that? Would you guys want to see me actually like draw out how a blockchain secures itself? It's kind of weird and complex and boring, but if you guys want to see it, I can show you. Chris says, just caught something about a wallet dumping. Did you say that this what caused the dump? Chris, I'm not totally sure. Like, I can't confirm if, you know, in yesterday's video we're talking about that wallet. I can't confirm if that's what's causing this dump, but you know, it is pretty likely. I mean, also apparently Mt. Gox was told that they can't sell until September, so it's all, you know, it could be Mt. Gox, it could be the Silk Road wallet, which is the wallet from yesterday I was talking about. DRV says what percent of new crypto holders have left permanently? I don't know. I can't explain that, guys. I don't know how many people left permanently. You know, people who left the space might end up coming back. You know, well, I guess we'll see. Ophir says, I think it'll take more than 5 years to hit that point. Bitcoin will go up again. Maybe. I mean, who knows? We'll find out soon, guys. I'm going to play it by ear. I mean, I'm not going to, I personally can't predict the timing. You know, but I'm just going to stick to the price points that I like. Banks are setting up fast for mobile payments in the EU, which is bad for crypto banks, lower fees. Nicholas says, yes, bring out the whiteboard. Okay, guys, so if I bring out the whiteboard, and I can explain to you guys kind of simply how a blockchain secures itself. If you guys want to see that, it is not the most interesting thing in the world unless you're interested in it. It's kind of complex, and it's actually going to require you to really concentrate. But it is something that you guys should know. I mean, if you guys are investing in this space, then you should probably know how a blockchain, at its most basic level, how a blockchain secures itself. You know, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not an expert. In the way that I can show you guys this isn't really a perfect representation of the way a blockchain works, but it will give you a much better understanding of how a blockchain actually secures itself. So if you guys want to see that, I can do that, but it is a little bit boring. Marcus is saying maybe do a video separate about it. A lot of people hopping into the live stream here, so so a lot of people. So I think we just got like 20 extra viewers. So I think we just broke an all-time high for my live streams. Actually, this is the most people I've ever had. Well, I haven't gone live in a few months, so it makes sense. My channel has grown, more subscribers. This is now the. I guess we just broke all-time highs. But anyway, guys, if you are interested in what we've been talking about, right here, guys, this is the price channel. We're moving on the price channel that's moving up here. And if you look at these resistance zones right here, my mouse won't let me do it. Doesn't matter. You guys can see it. This is the price channel we're moving on. A lot of people this morning, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, we broke out of the rising wedge." I don't think so. I think we're still in it, guys. The price, you know, we hit 1, 2, 3. This is the third touch onto this support line. We haven't broken out of the price channel. We're still in it, guys. So, you know, there is a chance that Bitcoin finds support here and actually starts trading up into this zone. And then, you know, we'll see if we break down or break out, of course. We'll see what happens there. But, you know, of course, if we can't, guys, if we can't hold this zone and we just end up snapping out of it, then that's very bearish. Then, you know, it'll just end up looking like what we've been seeing, you know, all throughout this past year. Well, the price will run up and everyone's so bullish on Bitcoin and oh my god, it's the next bull run, and then just snaps down, right? Guys, one thing you all need to understand about what's happening right now in the market is that this is the cash out period. Okay, we just had, okay, we were just at $250. Okay, we were at $250 just a few years ago, and the price just went up and up. Bitcoin holders were just having a blast, making money hand over fist for years on end. And now it's the cash out process. You got to make your money somehow. All right, so you sell, you hit 20,000, psychological 20,000 number. Just so you guys know, every top we've had here, $3,000 top, whole number. $5,000 top, whole number. $8,000 top, whole number. Guys, it's all about psychology, okay? So we hit that $20,000 whole number price. People got scared. You know, market makers, investors figured, all right, this is probably the right time. This is probably when we should start cashing out, right? So they start taking profits, and they're not stupid. So when the price started falling rapidly, they stepped back and they said, all right, let's let the market not just completely dump, because we need to keep taking profits at these levels so we can make more money by selling more Bitcoin this high. So price dumps. They let the price bounce. They let people think there's still a chance. Then they you know, they dump on them. They let the price bounce. Let people still, you know, think there's a chance. Then they dump. Let the price bounce. Let people think there's a chance. And then they dump. It's all psychology, guys. And now, you know, this bounce that happened again. There was all this bullish news about it, and all this people talking such great things about this run. And then, you know, I mean, we haven't broken out of the channel just yet, so who knows? But I think we're gonna end up dumping out of here. And you know, we're just sitting in this golden support zone now. Price just sticking in this area. I mean, so let's actually take a look at the EMAs, because the EMAs are interesting to look at. If you guys remember, we were looking at the 100 EMA in one of my videos. I think that's been a pretty important one to be looking at. So Bitcoin has sort of broken above the 100 EMA multiple times here. And in like, I guess last week or 2 weeks ago in my video, I was saying, you know, most likely we'll break above the 100 EMA again, because it's happened 3 times. Most likely it'll happen again. And we broke above it, and we actually just snapped back below it, but we did get above it briefly, in which, you know, we hit our $7,500 price target there, and now we are falling back below, hitting the bottom of this channel right here, guys. We haven't broken out just yet. Okay, I saw a lot of people today saying we broke out. We haven't broken down just yet. We are hitting some support right here, a little bit, not much, and I would not be surprised if we actually did break out of this channel. YouTube channel to the moon. Yeah, I think, guys, if you guys want me to explain how a blockchain actually secures itself, it probably is better if I do it in a separate video, because it is kind of boring, and I think most people would end up leaving the stream because it's not really that fun to listen to. But if you are, guys, if you are invested in blockchain technology, you should know how this works. you should understand how a blockchain secures itself, how the protocol works, like at least at its most basic form or basic level. You should know. I mean, why, like, just because it's boring, I mean, you got to stick through it, guys. If you're investing in the technology, then you got to know what's going on. You got to understand what you're investing in, and the you know, the incredible revolution that is blockchain. You got to know what it is. And I guess I'll make a separate video. I do have a whiteboard right here. I could I'll just do it in another video. But Samsung Note says, what are the support and resistance zones now? We are looking at short term. So short term, we're looking at right here. So okay, so guys, overall, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, then you saw we were talking about, I had all this mapped out. I think I kind of removed it, but so guys, back October, November 2017, we set up the current golden support zone that we are in now, right here. This resistance zone, this support zone has acted as this golden support zone that we've been trading in, that we have been seeing the most activity in terms of our support in this range. So right now, guys, the most significant support zones are $5,800 and $7,500. Some people would probably disagree with me. That's fine. That's what TA is all about, right, guys? There is no one right way to do technical analysis. There is no one right way, but there is a wrong way. There is definitely a lot of wrong ways to do TA, but there is no right way to do it. Whatever works, works. You know what I mean? If you can make a prediction, then you can make a prediction, and then you're doing something right, right? There is no one right way to do technical analysis, but there is definitely a wrong way to do it. And I'm just showing you guys how I personally do it. And I'm not saying that what I'm doing is right and you have to do what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. And, you know, it seems to be working. Most of this year, guys, I remember, you know, my first video was released in here, right? And I saw that, you know, we had a parabolic move up. And we had this area, and we snapped out of this area right here. You know, if we were going to make another parabolic move, it would have had to have happened right here. And the second we snapped out of that, I was like, all right, this is it. Like, we're entering a bear market, and that's why I started this channel. That's when I made my first video, was right in here. And yeah, that's how it all began. But I'm just showing you guys how I personally do TA. And a lot of people are, of course, going to disagree with me. But anyway, to answer your question, this is our most important support and resistance zones: 5,800, 7,500. Overall, the prices, you know, you know, we're finding support here in this zone. And right now, if you've noticed, you know, back in February, we had that quick drop, you know, into 6,000 very fast. All right. But then we had, you know, the support zone was basically 7,500, right? This was basically, we snapped below it a little bit, came back up. We had another false support area here, and we snapped back down. Now, instead of trading up in this range, we're trading down in this range. We're moving down levels, guys. We're moving down levels. Support is getting pushed lower and lower and lower. And of course, as you guys know, I think eventually we are just going to snap below the 6,000 range, below the 5,800 range, and start finding ourselves. Anyone who might be new to this right now, I think that I personally believe we are going to be finding ourselves at some of these parabolic lows right here. I don't think the market can just push up from where it is now. I think we are going to end up actually retesting some of these parabolic zones. You know, I think Tone Vase thinks that we're going to be thinks that this is more likely. I don't necessarily think that, guys. I don't necessarily think that we have to go this low, considering that we had this top here, which could act as support. I don't think we're necessarily going to be dropping this low. I think overall, guys, in terms of where the price retraced to here previously. So if you guys did watch my video, the case for $2,500 Bitcoin, I showed how, I showed right here how the price ended up retracing to, you know, just under that 23% retracement on the fib. And if it happened again, we find our low here. If that was going to happen again, we would retrace right onto the $2,500 area. If we were going to have a similar retracement, I think the $2,500 zone would be a perfectly healthy move. And then, you know, of course, the speculative bubble would start again. We would have another bull run once again. I think you know, right now it's just a speculative game. That's what Bitcoin is. It's a speculative game between institutions, retail investors, and early adopters who are having it. You know, it's a cash out process right now, guys. They are cashing out. That is why the price can't progress, because, you know, guys, these guys are sitting on a ton of profit, and I think they realize that in order for the price to be able to continue moving up, the distribution is going to have to be a little bit wider. And so they're probably just cashing out. That's what I think, guys. I think all these bounces is just another period for these whales to cash out. So that way they aren't just dumping into the market. You know what I mean? Because if they just took all their profits at once, the price would be, you know, would just get destroyed. So they're smart. They want to keep this industry going. They want to keep it moving. They want to get that. They want to keep those nice levels to sell at. That's how I see it, guys. That's what the whales are doing. They're allowing people to cash them out nice and slowly with patience. You know what I mean? That's how they're going to do it. So Samsung Note, I hope that answered your question. Sorry, that was a little bit long. So Sneaking Weasel says 6,700, 7,500. Well, that's the upper part. That's the upper part of the zone. So yeah, 6,800. Camardo is definitely that's like the support level we're closest to right now. Nicholas says, sorry to sound ignorant. Okay, so Nicholas Brown says, sorry to sound ignorant, but will the Bach ICE deal do to the space what the ETF did to the space? How is it related to the ETF? Sorry, I didn't read your question right. So guys, basically, a lot of people are asking me, you know, what these ETFs are going to do. Is it going to make Bitcoin moon? Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? Like, so if you guys remember when the CBOE was going to implement futures, and everyone was like, oh my God, futures, it's going to be great. Bitcoin's going to moon. We're going to go through all-time highs again. Oh my God. It didn't do that. And, you know, a lot of people who were saying, oh, futures, it's going to be great. After it happens, we're like, oh, yeah, we all knew that. We all knew that the price was going to go down. Guys, there were so many people that thought that futures were going to be so great for Bitcoin, and it did the exact opposite. And guys, I don't think, guys, if an ETF was going to make Bitcoin moon, it would already be mooning. I think, at least. I think people would already realize, oh man, this ETF. You know, because the idea of an ETF, which really didn't start hitting the mainstream, you know, until we were, you know, in this area. So if an ETF really was going to cause that big of a shift in the market, I think we would start seeing the market building up now, so that when the ETF did hit, you know, when the news hits, people will sell, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's how a lot of these things work. And I don't think an ETF would really change the space that much. You know, an ETF doesn't change Bitcoin, right? It just changes where the value is being placed and how it's being traded. Okay, so it doesn't change Bitcoin, and that's a good thing, guys. We don't want Bitcoin to change. We don't want, you know what I mean? We want Bitcoin to stay Bitcoin. That's why we like it. We don't want Wall Street to get their tentacles on it and ruin it. And personally, I don't like the idea of an ETF. I don't want an ETF. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about having the price just shoot to the moon. Like, that just does, it just, like, I would rather trade Bitcoin than just have it, you know, Wall Street shoot it to the moon. I think that's stupid. Like, but anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyway, guys, I don't think an ETF is going to do much. If it was going to do much, we would already see the price gaining from here. An ETF, to me, just like futures, it's just going to give Wall Street another apparatus to, you know, control the price and whatnot. Sneaking Weasel says, personally, I'm waiting for the SMAs to coalesce. John Oakley says, Satoshi's white paper is actually quite an easy read. Yes, it is. If you want to understand blockchain principles, yep. Yeah, guys, you got to understand the technology if you're going to invest in it. OFIR says, I'm pretty new here. Can you give a brief experience or a brief price expectation for the next year? Guys, I think we're just going to, quite simply, guys, I just think we're going to see a continued decline in prices. And I think if the Bitcoin whales are smart, they'll do it nice and slow. You know what I mean? So they can keep selling at these levels. Keep people think there's still a chance. Let the money slowly seep into the market so they can keep selling. You know what I mean? Don't just dump it at once. Make people think there's a chance. Cash out slowly. Let the market sort of trickle down. And at some point we'll see a sharp decline, I think, and find our low. But we'll see soon. Miguel says XRP going live with their products. Yes, I do watch Alex Cobb's channel, so I have been keeping up with that a little bit. Joel says, what is your background? Do you work? Yes, I do work. So guys, I'm actually involved primarily in the film industry. But you know, back in 2015, I started getting interested in Bitcoin, started buying a little bit of Bitcoin, started going on Instagram and you know, sending out buy alerts and whatnot. Although I wasn't really that heavy into it back then, it was just more for fun because I'm a nerd. And you know, it ended up working out. And then I found out about Ethereum, bought into Ethereum around $40, had a blast with that. And you know, I just saw the market just going up infinitely, and I was like, something's got to give here, guys. And you know, it was like, I think it was like early mid-December is when I, you know, finally cashed out. The market continued to rally. I thought I made a huge mistake, and then all of a sudden the price snapped back down, and I was like, okay, I'm not stupid. But yeah, guys, I mean, you know, I bought a little bit of crypto back in 2015, bought Ethereum at $40, and since then, guys, I've just been analyzing the market, making these videos. I'm not, guys, right now I don't own crypto. I own no crypto right now. Because if I think the market's going down, why would I own it? Why would I volunteer to lose my money? That's just ridiculous, right? I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I am primarily involved in the film industry, actually. I mean, I don't really use my channel to display any of my filmmaking abilities, but that is what I have been involved in the most. I have an IMDb with a couple things on it. I don't even know how I'm on IMDb. Ozzy says, could be the first of many FBI dumping 1,000 coins. XRP going live. John Oakley says, what's experts Miguel? So yeah, guys, I mean, like, so other than that, like, I've been, you know, I trade in stocks for many years. You know, I guess I would say I have like 7+ years of experience analyzing markets. I don't claim to be an expert in any way. I'm not a financial advisor in any way, but I just have, you know, I'm getting close to that 10-year mark of, you know, analyzing markets, trading, actively trading, and whatnot. So, you know, that's why I'm here. I guess people have been getting value out of what I've been doing here on this channel. Just, you know, sharing my knowledge. Gonna get through chat here, guys. Porn. OFIR says porn film industry. You got the look. No, I'm not involved in porn, guys. Although I mean, like, you know, I'd be a porn director if it made me millions. So why not, right? I'd buy a bunch of Bitcoin with it. But, you know, also my reputation would be destroyed, so, you know, I'm not doing that. Miguel says $40. I feel bad it's going back to $40. Yeah, I'm glad I cashed out. I'm glad I'm not waiting for that return to $40. I mean, holy crap. Imagine if you bought Ethereum below $100. Just imagine if you bought Ethereum below $100 and it goes up to like $1,200. And you're just like, oh, I'm a maximalist. I'm going to hodl forever. And then it just goes right back down to $200. And you're just like, holy crap. I should have listened to iTrade Crypto. Nicholas says you're a visual effects guy. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I don't do any VFX. I don't know. I really don't know much about it. I mean, the most I can do is... that meme I made with Joker and Batman, that's about as far as I go with visual effects. So I appreciate you VFX guys. I mean, that shit is it's very time consuming. and very tedious, and I mean, it takes a lot of talent. Yeah, I'm also, just an interesting fun fact about me is I'm also a citizen of the EU. I have a Swedish citizenship, because that is where my dad is from. So if any of you guys are in Sweden or Germany, let me know, because those are two places that I visit a lot. Ozzy says you must live in LA. Right now I actually live in Philadelphia, but I did, I was in LA for a while, working in LA. So right now I'm basically going in between Philly and New York, working on some short films. I mean, New York is like, if you're not in LA, you're in New York. And right now I'm in Philly, working in New York. That's my current status. I'm actually like, right now I'm kind of like, I'm almost like retired early. I'm just like chilling. Just having just living my life, you know what I mean? But I do plan on getting back into filmmaking, you know, pretty soon. The reset some of these coins is gonna shock people. Yeah, I agree, man. Del Torio. The reset on the prices for some of these coins is going to make people throw up in their trash cans. All these people that are holding all these coins, like, you're literally gonna throw up when you see what happens to these prices. Yeah, I agree. A lot of these people that are into crypto, the reason they got involved was because they just saw like these quick gains. So, you know, they got involved because they just thought they could make quick money, and they have no patience, guys. These people have no patience, and they don't realize that, you know, it might take a few years. It might take a few years for anything great to happen again. So, you know, it's kind of sad. It's like, you know, a lot of people are losing money because they thought that it was just this thing where they were guaranteed to make money. You know, I talked to someone one time about the crypto prices, and he was like, well, don't crypto prices just go up? Isn't that what it's all about? It just goes up, right? You just make money. That's how it works. And I was just like, what? Is this what people really think? That it just goes up and you make money? That's what crypto is all about? I mean, guys, like, it's a market. You got to understand markets. Like, things don't just go up forever. Things sell off. There's retracements. You know, there's depressive periods in every market. You know, so that's just gonna go up forever. Rocket Man John says, I used to be the cameraman for a low-budget porn company. That is incredible. That's amazing. Just the image of my head of that is just hilarious. Yeah, Miguel, I was just talking about what you were saying right there. Sneaky Weasel says, do you plan to do a live stream party for the next halving? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Mark D says, I'm Swedish but currently living in Sydney. My fellow Swede. Aussie is from Austria and came to Australia. So, Aussie, your dad is Austrian, came to Australia, age 21. Yeah, my dad's Swedish, and he came to the U.S. To study, and ended up staying here. Aussie, you're in Australia eating dinner, cooking dinner. That's pretty cool. I mean, literally, I don't normally, you know, I was up at like 6 o'clock today. I don't normally get up at 6 o'clock. I'm not that responsible. But, you know, outside my condo here, somebody just started their sports car and it just like rumbled everything. And I was like, what the hell? And I pulled out my phone and I was like, oh, Bitcoin's down. I was like, let me just go live now. Now that I'm awake, I'm going to go live. Yeah, Christopher Doyle says, Kevin is an old Irish name. It is Kevin is an Irish name and it means handsome. Kevin means handsome, apparently. I think it means like handsome and brave or something like that. I don't know. But my last name is Svensson, S-V-E-N-S-O-N. So son of Sven. I have a Swedish background. I'm half Dutch German, half Swedish. So I'm as much Dutch German as I am Swedish. I think I actually look more Dutch and German than I do look Swedish, but yeah, guys, this is just a live stream hangout. I'm just chilling at this point. Went over most of the things I wanted to talk about. Kevin from Home Alone is handsome and smart, so it's okay. Yeah, OFIR, he says, the funny thing is that nobody is really using the coins, so I really believe that we'll go down to 10 USD. I think 10 bucks is a little low. But it's true. Nobody's using these coins, guys. Nobody's using Bitcoin. I mean, like everyone's just like, just holding on to it. You know, in the white paper, it says electronic payment system, electronic cash system. I think it says cash system, but it's supposed to be used, guys. This thing is, Bitcoin's supposed to be like, you know, you're supposed to actually be using it. Marcus D says, mate, you look Swedish to me. Miguel says, XRP is the first token that has a real use case, Kevin. I mean, you could be right. I mean, Bitcoin, I mean, although I think Bitcoin is the first crypto with a real use case. And that is, you know, some level of anonymity, even though it's not really anonymous at all. But in its early days, it definitely was. It is actually a way to get... I think Bitcoin's main use case at this point is to get away from the traditional financial system. You know, so a lot of you guys probably know about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was the, you know, comedian, had the Cosby Show, was a very, very legendary, very reputable person in Hollywood, and recently had that scandal, you know, where he allegedly raped people, dozens of people allegedly, and I guess he was then proven guilty. So Bill Cosby was proven guilty of sexual assault, not rape. Sexual assault, not rape. And the interesting thing is that I was actually, so during his trial, I was actually working for his PR team in the Philadelphia area, doing some, just like some coverage, some interviews and all kinds of stuff. I was actually working for his PR team. And I mean, he's like, you know, the things that Bill Cosby was accused of way back when, that was a while ago. So, you know, I mean, maybe he did it, maybe he didn't, but I think Bill Cosby's a pretty cool dude. You know, I was able to meet him, talk to him, and he was fine. His PR team treated me really well. But Bill Cosby, guys, recently put $5 million into Bitcoin because people are coming after his money, guys. The people that are suing him are coming after his money. He's got, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars, and these people are coming after his money. They want his money, and he said, "Screw you guys, I'm buying Bitcoin." And so he bought Bitcoin. He bought a few $1 million worth, and nobody can touch it. Nobody can touch that Bitcoin that he bought. So he successfully escaped the traditional financial system, and nobody can touch that. That's his money now, and that I think is the most beautiful thing Bitcoin can offer. Is if you want an escape, if you want to leave the matrix and put your money somewhere where nobody can touch it, you buy Bitcoin and you keep those private keys safe and stored, and you don't tell anybody. You just, there it is, guys. Your Bitcoin is now in the cloud. Your money is now in the cloud, and you've successfully escaped the traditional financial system. I think that is the best thing Bitcoin can offer. I don't like the fact that Bitcoin is just this speculative tool. I mean, it's great because, you know, if you were an early adopter, you're making a ton of money. But I think that is really the best thing Bitcoin can offer, an escape from the traditional financial system. Yeah, and that's the downside of Bitcoin, is it's not really private, Aussie. That's kind of the downside, but it is an escape, and you can get out of the traditional financial system. I think that's the best use case for Bitcoin. Miguel says the XRP solution is something that the banks prefer because it's cheap and fast. Yeah, guys, banks would not use Bitcoin in terms of like large scale cross-border payments and all that stuff. They're not using Bitcoin for that. It's too small. The ownership is too centralized. It's too big of a risk. It's too volatile. Banks would definitely rather use XRP over Bitcoin. That's for sure. Can you track and trace Bitcoin? I don't know. Oh, yes. Guys, Bitcoin is not anonymous at all. You can absolutely trace Bitcoin. Everything you do, you know, on the blockchain, on the Bitcoin blockchain, can be traced and tracked. I mean, if you understand the technology very well and you're super careful, you can stay private. It is possible, but it's very, very difficult. But I mean, if you know what you're doing, if you're like John McAfee, then you could probably stay private. But overall, guys, even then, I mean, it's pretty damn hard. Nice story. Yeah, exactly. That is why Bitcoin's regulated, because you can escape. You can escape the system. Bitcoin equals red pill? I think so. Down we goes, says Martin. Yep. Oh yeah, Martin, you're just joining in, I guess. What's up, man? I'm glad you can join in here. Let's go ahead and go back, take a look. Enough of story time, even though I like story time, but let's go here and check this recent dip. So actually, I haven't even looked at this yet, like up close. Let's get an up close look at this recent dip here. Looking at the 5-minute. So within 10 minutes, or within 15 minutes rather, we go from 73.70 to 7,100. Find a tiny bit of support here, and again, the sellers step in, snap that price down below 7K, and we find a little bit of support though, guys. If you're looking at the volume though, guys, checking out this volume right here, not really all that great. The selling far outweighs the buying. Bears are in control right now. We're not really seeing all that much support come in, so don't be caught off guard if we do snap below this support range and end up trading down towards the 6K range once again. But currently, guys, I know I saw a lot of people this morning talking about how we're, you know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, we broke out of the rising wedge or whatever." You know, I don't think, guys, we're in a price channel, and we're still in the price channel. We're finding a little bit of support here at the bottom of the price channel, and we'll see how the price reacts to this zone here. But yeah, I haven't actually looked up close at this move yet. But there's really not all that much support coming in. Miguel says, I saw an article of some guy who bought Bitcoin to escape taxes and went to jail. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. If you're going to use Bitcoin for criminal purposes, like, you're most likely going to get tracked, but the government can't seize your Bitcoin. They can't get to it. So that's kind of the nice thing about it. Like, if you're accused of some kind of crime, I mean, I know this is bad, but like if you're, or like whatever, something's happening, people are coming after your money. Your wife divorced you, whatever it is that happened, you can buy Bitcoin and say screw you, and they can't get your money. So that's the nice thing about it. You can escape. You can exit the matrix. How much volume is in these big red candles, says John Oakley. We're looking at well, the first big red candle you see there on the left, right here, guys, that's over 3,000 Bitcoin here. This second red candle here is over 1,200 Bitcoin. Another over 1,200 Bitcoin. And this is just under 3,000. So we're looking at, you know, close to 10,000 Bitcoin being sold in this particular area. Close to 10,000 Bitcoin in this particular area. Or more. Maybe I didn't do the math right. I don't know. Miguel says, what technical analysis tool is your favorite tool? Well, to be honest, guys, I don't really have one. I really don't. I mean, like, you know, sometimes the EMAs are nice, but to be honest, guys, the way that I do my analysis, guys, is I look at the price action. Okay, well, the fib retracement tool is good. I think that's probably my favorite, is the fib retracement tool. It's probably my favorite tool. But guys, the way that I do my analysis is I just look at the volume and the price action. And that's it. Volume, price action. That's all you really need, guys. In order to make a good analysis, you just need volume and price action. You can map out your trend lines, you know, find your support zones, your resistance zones, and whatnot. That's all you need, guys. I really don't think you need more than that. for when you're doing a long-term analysis. I think a lot of these tools. I mean, RSI is pretty good. I like the RSI. I like using the indicators that most people use, because when it comes to technical analysis, we're all looking at the same thing, guys. Everyone in the world is looking at the same charts, and we're all seeing the same prices. So you kind of want to put yourself in everyone else's shoes, and you kind of want to look at the things that they're looking at, so you can actually tell what the market might be thinking, so on and so forth. So if you're going to use an indicator, use one that a lot of other people use for the most part, but don't rely on it. Do not rely on it, guys. My main indicators are volume and price action, and that is all I think I need, and it seems to be working out just fine. I just look at price points. I look at the volume. I see, how does this price spread correlate to this volume? Does this price spread actually make sense relative to how much volume was there? And I kind of just connect the dots. That's how I do it. I mean, if you watch my channel, you'll get a better idea of how I go about everything. So 10K Bitcoin is less than 10% of the Silk Road wallet. Yeah, that's less than 10%. So, like I was talking about, guys, most of these whales, they're gonna want to sell in like nice controlled periods, so they can get so they can make sure that the prices are still high, and they're taking profits nice and high before the price actually drops. So they're gonna sell a little bit here. They're gonna sell like 10K Bitcoin here, 10K Bitcoin here, 10K Bitcoin here, like in a nice, really controlled way, so they can make that money and not crash the market completely. Martin says we are in the denial phase right now. Panic phase is next. I agree. We are definitely in the denial phase, for sure. Miguel says, but volume can be manipulated. Yes, volume. Yes, that's true. I mean, yeah, volume can definitely be manipulated. But guys, when it comes to a manipulated market like Bitcoin, like if you can't even trust the volume, what makes you think you can trust any other indicator? If you can't even trust the volume, why would any other indicator make sense? You know what I mean? So you just kind of have to, you basically, when you do an analysis with Bitcoin, it's very different. When you're doing a crypto analysis, guys, it's very different than doing one with the stock market, because in this market, it's a speculation market. It's completely speculative, guys. There is no book value for Bitcoin. It's just very speculative. So you have to do the analysis that you're doing. You have to keep in mind all these things. Like, okay, so we have $2 billion in this market that is monopoly money. Tether. It's not really real. So how do you have to it's a guessing game. It's a complete guessing game, and it's all about price points. It's all about it's all about tech, guys. This market is so based on technical analysis. It's crazy. I mean, it's literally just pure psychology and technical analysis. That's all it is. We had it's all these whole numbers. This resistance point was $3,000. This resistance point was $5,000 exactly. $8,000 exactly. $20,000 exactly. It's all psychology. It's all technical analysis. There's no real value in terms of there's no true particular value for Bitcoin, guys. It's all about just what people are doing, or what people think, and what the market makers want to do. And it's just, guys, this price point that we're at right now up here was created speculatively. And a lot of my patrons, I'm saying some of the things that I said in this month edition of Patreon. But yeah. Yeah, Miguel, it is very hard to know for sure, but price points are pretty significant in Bitcoin. Like whole numbers and whatnot. Miguel is asking, do you trust Tether to buy or send into a cold wallet? Do I trust Tether? No, I don't. So guys, if you're using Tether to store your value, temporarily, I think that's fine. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but you know, if you're just going to use it temporarily, like, okay, I want to sell out of this coin so I can go into this coin, like, sure, that's fine. You can use, Bitcoin just dropped below 7K again, guys, but that's fine. Use your Tether that way. That's all good. But don't rely on it. Don't, like, let it sit there for months on end. That's bad. I think that's a bad idea. And you know, there's no particular reason that I think it's a bad idea other than that I think it's just fake money. And I feel like at some point the crypto market will phase out Tether. I think. I don't know. I guess I don't really know. I mean, all the exchanges are in on it. They're all in on it. They all accept Tether. Why are they accepting Tether if they know it's fake? Because they can manipulate the market and make a bunch of money. That's why. So, but at some point when this market actually matures, when the industry matures, I think Tether will eventually be phased out. People will realize, okay, we need to be taken seriously. We can't use this bullcrap money. What is your opinion on stable coins? What is stable coins? Is that a coin? Stable coins? Are you asking me what coins do I think are stable? Stable coins. I'm looking up stable coins on my other screen here. Are you just talking about what coins I think are stable? I'm not sure what you're asking. Bogdim says, I don't think Bitcoin market cap will fall below 100 billion. I mean, I do. I personally do. But, you know, that's fine. I don't care if people disagree with me. That's fine. Like, I have no problem. I have no problem talking about it. It's fine. I mean, I like when people create a discussion. Mark AK says, will you buy at $2,500? Most likely, yes. I think I will. But we'll play it by ear, guys. We'll have to see. It's not. I don't have buy orders sitting at 2,500 right now. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna see how the market plays out, how we actually reach those price points, what the market looks like, what conditions is the market in, what's the sentiment like, and then I will, you know, make my conclusion. But if you are a patron, and you join my Patreon, I'm actually gonna show you guys how I'm accumulating, when I'm accumulating, what exchanges I'm using, and how I'm storing my crypto. So if you become a patron, then you will be shown those things. Oh, I think I missed someone's question here, but Binance CEO is holding Binance money into Tether. Sol interview, it's long stable. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can use Tether. I personally don't like Tether. I don't want to use it, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm sure it's fine. I wouldn't be too, like, worried about it necessarily or anything like that. Matt Wick is saying there are alternative USD coins, and that is true. There are alternatives right now, guys. I'm all fiat. I'm all US dollar. I'm all actual cash, real cash. But that's just how I want to do it. You know, guys, I feel like if I have money sitting in Tether and sitting on exchanges, I'm going to be tempted to want to, like, trade, and I don't want to do that. I want to stick to my plan. I want to execute all my plan. And I don't want to be a sheep who's just buying and selling all the time. I want to be the lion who's sitting in the bush waiting for the right time. And when the time is right, I'll jump out there and I'll get involved and I'll buy that Bitcoin or whatever it is that I want to buy. So guys, if you do join the Patreon this upcoming month, I think I'm going to do a video explaining how a blockchain actually secures itself, how a blockchain actually works, and I'm going to be discussing altcoins that I actually like, which is very rare. But that is going to be next month's edition of Patreon, and of course I'm going to be, you know, just talking about technical analysis stuff, doing some, you know, my Patreon videos are pretty long, or you know, I think I'm going to make each one like a half an hour long so that you're actually getting what you pay for. Matt Wick says, are you trading the swings? No, I'm not trading the swings. I am not sitting here trading these swings right here. No. You know, I bought Bitcoin kind of early on and Ethereum, and, you know, I made some money on the macro swing, right? I'm trading macro here, guys. I'm doing long-term analysis. It's all about patience and thinking very long term. And, you know, I made money on the swing, and I sold out. You know, I sold out in here before we hit all-time highs. There was a period in here where Bitcoin sold off very harshly, and it's, you know, I was like, whoa. So I sold off a little too early, but you know, then we ended up rallying past the 10,000 mark and just going, you know, right up to 20,000, and then snapping down. But no, I am not playing these swings, guys. I'm not playing these swings. I'm only interested in the macro swings. Honestly, I should have taken a short position, you know, when I made my first video, but you know, Bitcoin is so unpredictable. I didn't want to risk it. I didn't think it was worth the risk. If I had already made my money, why not just be happy with that and just wait for, you know, find a price target and then just, you know, wait for that price target to come in and start the game all over again. Bogman says, from a mining point of view, if it falls below 100 billion, it would be nasty. Yeah, but guys, one thing you need to understand is that if the prices do fall, and if we do go below 100 billion and we go lower, you know, if we go to the low thousands or whatever, you know, the market's going to adjust. The miners will keep mining. I mean, some mining businesses will go out of business, but the market's going to adjust. Everything will be fine. Bitcoin's not going to die. It'll be fine. I'm telling you guys, it'll be fine. Like, don't panic. Like, if the market drops, Bitcoin's not going to die. You know, if nobody's mining it, I'll mine it myself. I'll put all my money into the mining, and I'll take all those transaction fees myself. I don't think miners are going to stop mining, guys. Yeah, guys, even if the NASDAQ does list crypto, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to moon. If that's what it meant, then it probably would already be, you know, gaining value a lot. John Oakley says, bye, Kevin. Yeah, guys, I'm actually going to end the live stream pretty soon, so I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thank you, John. I appreciate everyone who comes in here. Ramsey, I see that you're here. Stable. So, wait, Ramsey, you're saying stablecoin is USD, Tether, Harbin. Yeah, I don't use them. I don't recommend using them, but I think it's fine. If you want to use Tether, I think it's fine. I'm not a financial advisor, but for a short-term storage of value, I think it's fine. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end the stream soon. I appreciate everybody joining in. You guys are awesome. There's a solid like 40 people that have been sticking in, watching this all the way through. So I appreciate you guys watching it. I think this is the biggest live stream I've ever had. I think we hit like over 60 people at one time, which I think is my record. Although I don't go live that often, so hopefully that this will just keep growing, keep going. Yeah, MRAK, Bitcoin has been creating lower highs. I mean, all year long, you know. Bitcoin's been creating lower highs and lower lows. It just looks pretty weak to me, you know. So if we're gonna look at, if we just take a look here, I mean, in lower highs and some lower lows. I mean, it's looking a little weak, if I do say so myself. Yeah, guys, I am gonna be ending the live stream, so I appreciate you guys all being here. Miguel is saying, if you look at the Google Analytics, Bitcoin is at its lows. The new money will investors and mainstream again when you need to rise in value. Yeah, guys, I mean, Bitcoin, the interest is pretty low right now. So I guess before I go, I'll just hop over here to CoinMarketCap. Oh, baby, look at that. Oh, everything is falling off a cliff right now. So I think my video from yesterday was perfect timing. I'm glad I made that video yesterday. So, you know, I hope some of you guys got warned about that. Or, you know, whatever. So yeah, guys, Stellar is actually one of the most stable coins right now, even though it is, you know, it is getting affected by this sell-off. I think pretty much everything, guys. Look at this. Tell me it's not a speculation market. Look at this, guys. Guys, if so, some people tell me, they're like, Kevin, crypto's not speculative. I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at this. Everything's trading the same way. It's just common waves of enthusiasm. Like everything's going up and then everything's going down. It's like it's just a roller coaster. Nothing here is being traded on value, guys. Nothing's being traded. The only thing here that's being traded on value is Binance Coin. And even that is susceptible to what's going on, guys. Nothing is being traded on value. It's all speculation. There is no value trade. It's just gambling right now. That's all it is. Look at this, guys. Everything's doing the same thing. Bitcoin Diamond is pumping 123%. Everyone's escaping into Bitcoin Diamond. That's hilarious. Yeah, guys, that's why you know, I cashed out last year and I'm just chilling. Like I don't want to participate in this nonsense. Like this is just crazy. Why would I want to deal with this? Of course, I was lucky to, you know, be involved when I was. So I'm not sitting here acting like I'm the best. Like I was lucky. I got lucky. Like completely. I got completely lucky. And now I'm just chilling. Do you believe John McAfee... Wait, what is this? Do you believe the John McAfee decline indicator 1 million Bitcoin 2020? Absolutely not. Guys, John McAfee owns a ton of Bitcoin. So all he's going to do is just tell you that it's going up forever. Oh, it's going to 1 million. Oh, it's going to go up. It's going to 100,000. And next year it'll be this price. Oh, it'll be there. Like he's just pumping it. He's just a poster boy. He's just a spokesman. He's just a hype man. Yeah, Bitcoin's going up forever. Like John McAfee, guys, he's making a shitload of money off of this. So of course he's going to tell you that it's going to $1 million. Oh my God. If you buy Bitcoin now, you'll be a millionaire. Sounds like a car salesman. Like, guys, John McAfee, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I mean, he's a very smart guy. Don't get me wrong. Furio says, what the... Furio is a friend of mine, guys. So if you see Furio in this chat saying ridiculous stuff, just know that he's joking. Me and him play Fortnite. We were just at the beach the other month. It was a good time. But yes, Furio, you're a little late. I'm actually going to end the stream. Furio, do I have to shut you down? Are you gonna be too crazy? Furio's a nut job, guys. I'm removing your comment because I don't like that. I don't like the look of that one. The only donation point is actually Patreon. Actually, I do have a Streamlabs, but whatever. I don't care. I'll just do it. I'll just do it next time. Yeah, guys, my YouTube channel's not monetized. I can't monetize. I don't have enough watch time yet. So I can't do super chats. So if you want, the only way you can support me is through Patreon. And you can donate whatever you want to donate every month. Whatever you want to do. Furio actually signed up for $1 a month yesterday. OFIR says, I'm going to donate, but it will be in Tether. Furio needs bear money, says Johnny. Guys, I am ending the stream, so if anyone new is coming in, we're just kind of, you know, BSing around right now. I'm about to end the stream. Furio says, Kev doesn't care about money, he cares about making other people money. That's true. I mean, I actually, I think I influenced Furio in some way or another to buy Litecoin when it was, like, very, very cheap. And I think Furio made a decent amount of money. Furio was able to take some vacations based on his Litecoin gains. Ramsey, I have a Patreon link in the description. I do not have a button though. If you click the description, you know, it's up to you guys. You don't have to do anything. You guys just being here and watching is just fine. Just hit the like button, guys. That's all I need. Just hit the like button. You don't need to do anything other than that. Subscribe, hit the bell button. That's it. That's fine. Do I have pans? I don't know what pans are. I don't know what that is. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for me today. You know, maybe I'll make a video later if some crazy stuff happens. But that is going to be it for me today. So if you want to leave your final comments, go ahead right now and leave your final comments in the chat before I go. So we're still sitting on this price channel right here, hitting that support line within this price channel. So we'll see if the price does break below that support line, then, you know, we'll probably end up finding ourselves back in that 6K range. Furio says Kevin never wears pants. Guys, I'm wearing pants right now. Look, I'm wearing pants. I'm actually wearing long pants. In the morning. There's something wrong with me. I should be in my underwear. Yeah, I don't have pants, guys. I don't wear pants, apparently. Alright, guys. I appreciate you all being here. It seems like there's a lot of people that are sort of just ghosts watching in the background, not commenting, but that's fine. That's fine. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. You know, I'm not sure when that'll be. If Bitcoin does, you know, if Bitcoin does something crazy later on today, maybe I'll go live then. Who knows? Movie magic, he's making movie magic. Alright guys, I'm going to end the stream before Furio goes too crazy. But I appreciate all the support. OFIR says, we love you, Kevin. Thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys. Just hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. You guys love me and you love my pants. I'm glad you guys like my pants. But anyway, enough about pants. I will see you guys later. Peace out. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Stay tuned.